Hello, and to Python course for beginners. Today we will be going over what is Python, installing Python, print function, and variables. Python is a very widely used language in small or larger companies in industry as well as academia. For installing Python, we will be going to anaconda.com and we will be downloading Python and Jupyter Notebook. Once we have the Jupyter Notebook set up, we will be going over print function, and finally we will go over some variables and examples. So please go to anaconda.com and click Downloads, choose your platform, Windows, macOS, or Linux, and then click Download the Python 3.7 or later, depending on when you're watching this video, and then we will have Python and Jupyter Notebook installed. Anaconda is a package manager mostly for math and science libraries. And like I said earlier, it will come with Python and Jupyter Notebook. So what is a Jupyter Notebook? It will contain two components. One is the server and it will run on the back. So please pay attention not to close this window as it will result closing the Jupyter Notebook that will be running on your browser. Your browser will read something similar to this, localhost 8888. The number may or may not be similar, but it will be kind of give you an idea about what you will look for in the web browser. So once you have the browser open, this will look just like a notebook. We can take a note, we can use a markup, we will code on it, and it will be very user-friendly. So let's look at some variable examples. For example, a car equals Toyota. So let's look at variables as some kind of similar to a name tags. In this example, we see that we have double quotes. So we have quotes here, which means this is a string. But we could have actually a single quotes in the second example, name equals Josh. For Python, double quotes or single quotes are both used for string as long as we stay consistent. For instance, we cannot start a variable with a double quote and end in single quote or vice versa. We need to pick one and then stay consistent throughout. Finally, another example could be age equals to 3. As we see, we do not have a quote over the age, which gives that number is 3 here. So what happens if we actually assign a variable to another variable, for example, car equals to Toyota. And now we'll go ahead and create another variable called my car equals to car. And when we go ahead and change the original variable car to Mazda, we will see that my car variable will still stay in the first one, which is Toyota. Notice, variables take the value of what they are referring to, not the variable itself. And it will be a very important point as we move forward. So let's turn the terminal on. Since I'm on Mac, I'm gonna go ahead and type Jupyter Notebook. If you're on Windows, you can search for Jupyter Notebook as well. And like I said, it's gonna open up a web browser, localhost 8888. Then we go ahead and find the folder. If you don't have a folder, you can create one by clicking New Folder. And similarly, you can create a new Jupyter Notebook by saying New Python 3. In this case, I have a new Python notebook. So let's name it here by New Notebook. So now we have the Jupyter Notebook ready. And this, what I'm highlighting here, is a cell. We will use this as we code, for instance, print hello world. We need to do the traditional example, right? Okay, perfect. We have the hello world. And what we can do as well is we can print multiple lines. For example, this is my second line. And it will print line by line. Notice I have used the double quotes in the first string and the single quotes in the second one. Similarly, I could have printed a number here as well. So since I created multiple spaces, I will go ahead and delete them, but like you saw, Python does not complain. So let's do another example with variables. For example, let's do a equals an apple, and then b equals a banana. Now let's print a. Notice that when it's a variable, I no longer use the quotes and I just type the variable name. It will print my variables. My favorite fruit is A. Now, if I go ahead and change the A to grapes and then print my favorite fruit, notice I clicked tab to autocomplete my variable name here. It will stay in apple, like the Toyota Mazda example we went over. It will stay where the original variable was referring to. So this was a quick overview of what is Python, how can we install Anaconda, and what is a Jupyter Notebook, going over Jupyter Notebook, and we went over print function and we went over some variables. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next class.